but there's this feeling that a lot of people, a lot of basketball fans, first of all, treat Nikola Mirotic and the Barcelona story as a failure, as, let's say, top paid player in Europe for the last few years, not bringing a single EuroLeague title, according to them, choking in the most important moments of the season of Barcelona. That's their arguments evaluating Nikola Mirotic. What do you think about this whole Nikola Mirotic project when he landed in Barcelona in 2019 with all these expectations, and the way, you know, it went, and the way it ended as well, because that's important part we have to address regarding the job security that players don't have here in Europe?
I think he was excellent individually. He showed he was unguardable. He shot the ball at amazing splits, always efficient from the 2-point shot, from the three, from the free throw line. He demanded double teams oftentimes on the block. He was too big for fours. He was too mobile, or too good a spacer when it came to shooting for the 5 position. I think he was used correctly too. He got a lot of touches in Barcelona. Sarunas made sure that he was heavily involved. I feel like the usage was a little bit less as the years continued to go on compared to his first year there, but he did a good job with them. I think oftentimes there's so much pressure on a guy when you're paying him. I mean, I don't know, over $5 million. Like, you expect a title, I get it, but I mean, your team budget was over 35 million-ish. He's not alone. He's not the only guy. You're paying also a lot of other guys a lot of money, so it's not solely on him. What about all those times guys underperformed and he carried them? He helped put them in that position. He helped keep them there. You got to remember, this was a guy who was battling some type of Achilles injury, missed a great portion of the season, and he rushed back trying to make sure he could help his team and play. That showed his character. I've
checked stats since 2019, and Nikola Mirotic led the EuroLeague in efficiency. His efficiency average since 2019 was 19.6. That's solid. He was also third in scoring behind Mike James and Alexis Shved. And he was averaging, in the last 4 years, he was averaging almost 17 points. And the other big man closest to him was and is Sasha Vezenkov with 13 per game. Shengelia ranks third among the bigs with 12. So that's not easy for bigs to produce these numbers. And what's more remarkable, that he averaged almost 17 points on 62% from 2-point and 40% from 3-point. So that's a MVP hell of an efficiency. Yeah, exactly. That's why he also got this MVP award. He was 7th in rebounding since 2019, 5th in total rebounds, 6th in total 3-pointers made. Then he came in 2019, the EuroLeague season was cut short due to COVID. But then it's hard to count that COVID ACB title that Baskonia won, because it was in force majeure. It was played under force majeure conditions. But in 3 following years, he made 3 Final Fours. He won 2 ACB titles, 2 Copa del Rey titles. And once again, it's very hard to judge players based on 2-game weekend. But there's this one thing which I'm not blaming Nikola Mirotic. I'm not blaming any player in this situation. But to pay 5 million euros, over 5 million euros to one player, I think in Europe, it's a mistake, because basically for 5 millions, the last year for 5 millions, you could get Mike James, Will Clyburn, Darius Thompson, and I don't know, Nigel Hayes Davis or any other great big. So you basically have
a great roster. That's a great roster.
Amazing starting lineup. So in Europe, it just doesn't make any sense to spend so much money. And of course, Barca made a lot of noise by this signing, because Mirotic had this great deal with Utah Jazz in place, but he rejected that offer. He accepted Barcelona offer, and it was a big shocker in the EuroLeague market, which was great for the EuroLeague basketball, that, we could compete with the NBA, and they were giving a great contract as well there in Utah. So that was great. But if you try to be smart in Europe, it doesn't make any sense.